Hello, I'm Zash, and welcome to episode 20 of my G-Senjou no Maou, or The Devil on G-String, Let's Read. Joining me, as always, is my co-reader Faith. Last episode, poor Tsubaki seems to be going through some stress. She seems to be acting more, quote-unquote, normal, but that's probably caused by the stress. The kidnapper contacted her one final time to say that he had gotten away, and Tsubaki will never have closure on this incident. And she seems to miss him, or at least want to get some revenge. So how this will turn out, we will see in this next episode. Please enjoy. Aichi caught me first thing the next morning. Hey, so what are the plans for the party? It doesn't really matter to me. It's all good as long as I'm free. Then let's do it today. Well, that's rather sudden. But isn't there a festival tomorrow? Oh, right.
You're planning a party?
Yep. You should come. It's at my house.
I totally will. It sounds fun.
Usami then appeared out of nowhere.
Tsubaki, are you alright? What do you mean? You don't look very well.
Indeed, two black circles ornamented Tsubaki's eyes.
I'm fine. What about you, Haru-chan? Your hair's all over the place. It usually is.
Tsubaki responded with a smile. Then, about the party?
Was that a subtle insult?
It might have been. Is Tsubaki getting a little catty?
Hey. I have to bring Hiroaki home first. I'll be a bit late.
That's cool. I'll forgive you if you bring a present.
Would a mandarin orange do? They're really sweet, you know? Ah, mandarin. Oranges. Me. Love oranges.
What are you, a caveman?
You're coming too, right, Haru-chan? Yeah.
Usami looked at Tsubaki with a serious face.
Should I decline? Why? Is there something you have to do? I see.
Usami kept silent after that. Should we invite Cannon? No, bad idea, bad plan.
No, please don't.
No, let it be. Cannon-chan's very busy with her skating practices. I didn't leave her out just out of cruelty. If that's what you're thinking, definitely not. I guess you're right. The tournament's coming up soon. Yet, the person in question, Cannon, was napping on her desk. Well then, what will you be bringing as a present, Kyosuke-kun? You have poisonous snakes, right? How about a mongoose? It's not a poisonous snake, but if you think you can bring a mongoose, I'd just like to see you try. Have I been playing around too much recently? There are no major jobs right now, so it doesn't matter. But still.
Azai-kun, you are coming. Azai-kun, you are coming, right?
Tsubaki's pale face worries me. Hey, Tsubaki. I spoke as though it wasn't important. I get the feeling that you're becoming more ordinary.
Huh? Is that so?
Yeah, but it's not a bad thing. What I mean was, she was becoming more normal. Without the strange naivete, it was actually easier to communicate with her. I felt that Tsubaki and I were growing closer.
Is it strange?
Tsubaki asked uneasily. No, it's actually for the better. Keep it up, and we'll have some good times yet. If you know what I mean, nudge nudge, wink wink, say no more. Tsubaki smiled brightly in relief.
Yeah, we will.
Hey, Just who do you two think you are? Stop trying to liven things up. I'll have you know that I'm the host here. That's my job. Time flies, and classes ended in the blink of an eye. Sunset came earlier each day.
Well, I'm heading home.
Yeah, see you. Tsubaki left before the rest of us.
Come to think of it, I have work.
Oh? You're not coming?
Sorry. I could have worked with my schedule if you had asked earlier.
No, you should have just declined earlier. She must be trying to be considerate to Tsubaki.
I'm not trying to avoid Tsubaki, alright?
Ellipses.
But I'm worried about her.
Worried?
She looks really tired these days.
That's why I'm trying to heat things up today.
That's what you do best, Aichi-san. Personally, I'm really good at freezing things over.
Usami played with her long, shaggy hair.
Is everything okay with Tsubaki's dad?
Tsubaki's dad? Why are you worried about her family?
Call it a gut feeling, I guess.
She claimed to be worried, but her face remained as blank as always.
Think about it. Don't people in the same family generally resemble each other?
Ellipses.
Take you, for example. An outstanding father like yours is bound to have an outstanding son. In a lot of ways.
What are you trying to say? This girl has no idea about Gonzo.
Well, when Tsubaki's tired, her family probably is too. Yes, just like her reflection in a mirror, they've got to be exhausted.
Like a reflection in a mirror, you say? This phrase really clung to my mind. So, are your parents as strange as you?
How rude. Don't you already know?
Why would I know anything about your parents? Christ, Usami's always talking such nonsense. Mirrors, give me a break.
Well, I'll see you later. Azai-san, there's something I need to tell you next time I see you, so be ready for it.
What the hell? Just say it now.
Oh, sorry. That was just a silly little joke.
Just go to work already. I waved to her as she walked away. What do we do now? You're right. A party with only you and me would be... a sausage fest, seriously! It would be awful with only me, you, and Charlie. Looks like we need some girls. Call some of your friends! Like a mature female doctor or something. How about that girl, Miki-chan? Your FWB. Miki-chan's not my FWB. That's out of the question. Speaking of which, I haven't talked to Miki in a while. I wonder what's going on in that neck of the woods. Then why don't we go find some chick off the street before Tsubaki comes over? It'll be easy with your money and my intelligence. Sounds like a pain in the ass.
Friend, please.
Come on, quit stalling. Let's go. Hey, let go of me. We arrived on Central Boulevard. Aichi got all fired up as we headed for the thickest part of the crowd. Hey, babe! Aichi swished his finger and pointed. How about you and me grab a bite to eat? Oh, please. You don't just stand in front of a random girl and say that. As expected, the girl left in a hurry with a disgusted look on her face. Stupid bitch! Look, Aichi-san. What? Show me some effort, and some money, too. Use your brain. You trying to tell me what to do? Your selling point is cuteness. Make use of that potential of yours. Alright, fine. Then again, working the cute angle won't really get you anywhere with skirt chasing. Hey, sis. Aichi found another mark a short while later. Hey, could you listen to me for a sec? I'm learning to read palms. Can I have a bit of your time? The girl didn't even look at Aichi. Hey, kid, what's up with the palm reading? It's my trademark pull. Girls always get a kick out of divination.
Well, it didn't work this time.
So, as our resident girl, any truth to that?
I do love me some tarot cards. But random guys saying, hey, let me read your palm is probably going to make me go, no.
Well, there you have it. This joker's hopeless. My phone suddenly rang. Yes? Hello?
Sorry.
It was Tsubaki.
Sorry. I'm gonna be even later than I thought.
Did something come up?
Mm-mm. It's just Hiroaki.
Huh?
He wants me to play with him.
Right. Hiroaki did mention something like that last night. Then call me later. We'll just find something to do in the meantime.
Sorry. I'll rush there as soon as I can.
There's no need to rush. But she hung up as I was trying to tell her that. What did she say? Tsubaki said she'll be coming a bit later than she said she would. Apparently she has to play with her brother. That brother again. What a selfish twerp. All kids are like that. It must be really hard on Tsubaki. She never has any time to herself. You're probably right. I mean, the girl doesn't even use makeup. Her style says practically the same all year. Well, that's why I have a high opinion of her, I guess.
I don't wear makeup and my style feels the same, so...
You? A high opinion? I know, right? I guess it's something about the pure and honest feel to her, like, I might be poor, but I work hard. Isn't that just so moe? Is it? I, on the other hand, wasn't so fond of that part of her. That was the Tsubaki from the past. I'm tired of asking people out. Let's go kill time at the arcade. Whatever, I don't care. I'm only watching though. Arcades are only a waste of money. We decided to wander around Central Boulevard until Tsubaki called. Doesn't she realize it's already 10? Who knows? Tsubaki still hasn't called. Let's just cancel it. It might be a little rude to Tsubaki, but I can't take this anymore. Fair enough. I'll call her and pass it on. Then I'm going home. Sure. Aichi disappeared in an instant. Ellipses. I'll head home soon too. But let's take care of some business first, shall we? It wouldn't hurt to show up at the company either. Top management has been doing a real good job lately, so there hasn't been much need for me to butt in. They've asked for my advice a few times. My advice didn't mean anything, of course. I guess they just wanted to make use of Gonzo's influence. An hour had already passed before Tsubaki called. It's pretty late, you know.
Sorry, what are y'all up to now?
We gave up a long time ago. I could feel Tsubaki's anxiety even through the phone.
Is that so?
Come on, we can have a party any day.
How does tomorrow sound, Saikum?
Huh?
Are you free tomorrow?
What's the matter?
I wanted to make up for today.
You want to go out again?
Well, that's not all. I think Dad wants to talk to you.
Your father? Could it be about the land? Alright, I'll come to your house. Would it be okay to come over before noon?
That'd be great. And I would really appreciate it if you could go out with me after that.
She's got her heart set on a date with me, apparently. Yeah, sounds good. For some reason, I seem to be relaxing my guard around Tsubaki. I'm starting to believe that it might be alright to tell her about my other side. Not everything, mind you. but perhaps a little bit wouldn't hurt.
No, that might be a bad idea.
Might be an opportunity to get things off my chest and gain someone I can discuss things with. Tsubaki seems to be at my beck and call anyway. I've never liked her until recently, when she started to have an interest in topics that relate to money. Want to eat at a slightly classier restaurant than usual?
Huh? Is that an invitation?
We'll pay Dutch, of course, but yeah, you've got some savings, right?
A good amount, actually. Never thought of how I could spend it until now, though. Maybe you could teach me.
I can teach you quite a few bad things. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, say no more.
Context.
I replied with a joke. Tsubaki seemed cheerful, too.
Right. Listen, Hiroaki fell asleep just now.
Is that why you ended up calling so late?
Yes. It happens like this every time.
Just your luck, huh?
Maybe. The same goes for class. I've always been the representative, but I've been thinking lately, why me?
'Cause you're good at it.
This conversation looks like it'll be here for the long haul.
Dad,
I sank deep into the conversation with Tsubaki as I made my way home.
I need to continue packing for the move. It'd be nice if Dad helped more.
Tsubaki started complaining. Even her tone changed. I felt like I had trampled over something precious, but that only served to tickle my sadistic urges. I had tasted for the first time the pleasure that comes from defiling others. This is going a bad place.
Yeah.
The entire sensation felt a bit base. Nevertheless, dragging a pure girl like Tsubaki down to my level left me with an ecstatic grin. Ellipses. Megalipses. Well, she's got a new jacket. Turns out what Tsubaki's father wanted to talk to me about wasn't anything important. It was probably just Tsubaki's excuse to call me out. It doesn't bother me or anything, though. It's relatively normal for a girl to use this kind of tactic. Tsubaki, who was dressing up in front of the mirror, probably didn't even have a single thought about deceiving me. This is the way it should be. Tsubaki, where did you get that outfit?
It's just a coat. Online. You know, you can buy anything through the internet these days, and they usually even have next day delivery. It's so convenient.
You didn't know about this before?
Yeah, because I had no interest before. I feel like I've been missing out.
Her expression might be bright, but I get the feeling that it looked a bit haggard as well. Have you written in your diary lately?
No, not at all. I don't have time for that.
Her eyes were dull and seemed just a bit empty.
Jeez. I should just give up on that. No one writes in a diary for fun nowadays. What do you think?
Is that really how you feel? Personally, when someone says Tsubaki, I immediately jump to that diary of yours. Tsubaki wrinkled her eyebrows.
Hey, sis. What is it, Hiroaki? Let's go play hide and seek. Maybe later. Hey, do you think this looks nice?
Tsubaki held out her new clothes for her brother to see.
Nope. Huh?
Kids sure are frank.
What's wrong with the clothes that said were pretty before? That coat with the hood? Aren't I always wearing that old thing? Yep. My friends even started calling you poor devil. But didn't you say you liked it? Admittedly, that is a nice coat. It's short, but it's nice. I wanted at least to go down to my hips, darn. Oopsies.
Yeah, but she's not bothered by the cold that much.
Insert let it go here. Is something wrong, Oni-chan? Asaya-kun, what do you think?
Tsubaki looked at me with pleading eyes. If I had to choose between the one and the other, I say the new clothes are a bit more fitting.
Really? They are, aren't they?
There's a different air to them. That's a good thing, right? Tsubaki was so happy that her voice was shaking.
I'm so glad you like them. After all, I'm dressing like this so that I won't embarrass you, Asaka.
You don't have to worry about that.
Don't be silly. Aren't you always wearing really expensive clothes? Isn't it embarrassing to be seen walking beside me?
It doesn't matter as long as it looks good, right? There are things that are cheap as chip that look great, and there are really expensive clothes
That looks so
look
terrible.
horrible.
Oh my god.
Now, why would you think that? I tilted my head, trying to read Tsubaki's feelings.
Huh? Is it strange to worry about things like that?
No, not at all. It's very normal.
That's a relief. I think I've been sort of tired lately, you know? I started blabbing out what I'm thinking. If I do anything strange, you have to tell me.
I nodded silently.
Hey, sis?
The ankle biter was spinning around Tsubaki's knee as usual.
Find Dad. He'll play with you. But Dad's busy with moving.
Her father had been packing since morning, apparently.
Sis and Azakun are gonna be leaving soon.
Tsubaki raised her voice.
Where are you going? I wanna go too.
Is it just me or Tsubaki does not look
Of course
happy?
she doesn't look happy. No way. Jeez.
Tsubaki violently cast aside her brother's hand.
Oopsies.
For an instant, Hiroaki's expression was shocked to the point of fear.
Let's go, Azakun.
Not even giving her brother a second glance, Tsubaki hastily made for the door. I just followed her. Tsubaki was gasping for air with huge gulps. She didn't exactly seem to be in good condition to be going out.
I meant to change into something else.
She touched the coat that she usually wears with a dissatisfied look. My excitement for our upcoming excursion dashed. I gazed over at Tsubaki. Is it okay for you to skip out on packing today? Your dad looks like he's working too hard.
It's fine. I've been doing pretty much everything recently.
Still, I can't believe you're finally moving. I did a lazy stretch and looked at the house's ancient exterior. Haven't you lived here all your life?
So what?
Uneasy, she answered with a question. Nothing. I was just thinking you might miss some things about this place.
Yeah. Some things.
Her words were unclear, and her line of sight flitted about. Her dazed eyes settled on the front lawn. What is it?
Nothing. I just remember all the times we played with sparklers out here in the yard.
Ah,
We used to roast sweet potatoes in the fall. One time Dad went a bit overboard and almost burned the whole house down. When the youngest child was a baby, their first crawl sent them right off the porch. Everyone was running around in circles, panicking. And then... oopsies.
her brilliant smile was starting to wither. Hey, Tsubaki. I slowly, gently put my hand on Tsubaki's shoulder. You can make just as many wonderful memories at your new home, you know? I saw the place. It's pretty nice. And it's close to my home, too. Maybe you can invite me to your next family gathering. Never spent much time with my family, and I have to admit that some nights I wish I could have some warm, hearty home cooking.
What are you getting at here? Azakun.
I'm sick of takeout. Tsubaki brought her hand to her shoulder and placed her fingers atop mine. First the kidnapping, and now the move. It feels like you've had nothing but tragedy recently. I know you've been under an increasing amount of stress every day, but it'll get easier from here on out. Just stay positive and focus on what's ahead of you.
When you say it, Azakun, it makes me feel a bit more upbeat about things.
Redness floated to Tsubaki's face, almost as if she had a fever. Well then, Let's go.
Wait,
Suddenly, Tsubaki tilted her head.
Azakin, never mind. I just felt that you seemed different from usual when you say things like that.
You're right. I'm different when I'm at school.
That's not what I meant. How should I say this?
Unexpectedly, she flashed a smile.
I think you sound like the kidnapper sometimes. Sorry, I realize that's bizarre.
I laughed along with her. You think I'm Maou too? Don't go joining Usami's ranks now.
Oh? Haru-chan suspected you at one point? That's too much. There's no way you could possibly be the culprit. That's right, there's no way he could possibly be the culprit.
Yep. Yeah, Usami really gives me a headache.
You shouldn't worry about it. I believe you, Zai-kun. If it wasn't for you, there's a chance that Hiroaki wouldn't be with us now.
I didn't do anything all that incredible. Anyway, it's time we get going.
Right, it's too cold to be standing around.
With matching smiles, we left Tsubaki's home. Are you happy with it?
Yeah, this is the first time I've ever bought makeup.
Now, you're one step closer to the other girls in our class.
Yeah, everyone's using it.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not one for heavy makeup either, but I would have at least expected you to cover up the dark circles under your eyes.
Oh, you're gonna make her feel bad about herself now? Sorry, I'm just not very familiar with these things.
We walked away from the crowd.
Sorry, phone.
Tsubaki's newly bought cell gets a call pretty often.
Yeah. How am I supposed to know? Sure.
Covering her mouth with her hands and speaking in a low voice, Tsubaki seems very unhappy. What's up?
It was another call from home. They want to know where Mom's handbag is. How the heck am I supposed to know these things? Yeesh, they can't do a thing without me.
Are you going home?
Nah, I'm okay.
Tsubaki shook her head immediately.
Oh? Is that you, Zai-san?
Hearing Usami's voice approach from behind, I turned around.
Oh? Tsubaki's here too. Would you look at that? What is it, Haru-chan?
Why am I bumping into you so much? Are you stalking me?
Not to the extent that the two of you have to team up and interrogate me. My shift just ended, so I'm on my way to the station.
The station? Are you going somewhere?
Nah. I was thinking I might come across some evidence.
Evidence? This girl sure knows how to pique my interest, whether she knows she's doing it or not.
No. This isn't something I should say on your date. Azak, shall we go?
Just a minute. Usami, have you figured out who the kidnapper is?
Not in the slightest.
She stated that without changing her expression in the least. Didn't you say that you had something to tell me yesterday?
Huh? I said that?
You.
Looks like I had a slip of the tongue.
Just come out and say it already. Usami spoke casually, with a perfect poker face.
Alright, fine. You're Maou, Azai-san.
She actually said it. Her words were utterly insane. The right side of my face stiffened.
You made a duplicate of the coin locker key beforehand.
What did you say?
There was a time during the ransoms exchange where the briefcase was put into an automatic coin locker. During that period, I asked you to stay there and keep an eye out for suspicious people, did I not?
Ah, right. Wasn't Tsubaki running around the streets with the key? Usami nodded and continued.
You used your copy of the key to waltz right in there and take the ransom.
Stop joking around. Copy the key? Me? When?
Didn't you say you had something urgent to do that day? If you wanted to copy the key, you could have done it in half an hour at the nearby locksmith.
I have no memory of doing that.
You really hit me in a blind spot there. The trick itself was simple, yes, but I never would have thought that the kidnapper was someone I trusted so thoroughly.
I could say nothing against that. Even though I'm definitely not the culprit, I couldn't think of anything at the moment to check Usami's logic.
Haru-chan, that's enough. Don't you realize that this has nothing to do with you?
Looks like Tsubaki is still on my side.
I don't like this, Haru-chan. I know you were only helping us out, but in the end, nothing was solved. Oopsies.
Usami's poker face still stood strong.
Why do you have to bring this up now? I'm out having fun, so I can forget about that stuff.
Exactly. Let's get out of here. I urged Tsubaki while shaking my head slightly. I'm feeling dizzy. Hey, Usami, I'll forget about what you said just now.
Really? I appreciate it. Still, I have one last thing to say. Haru-chan, if what I said makes sense, please give yourself up immediately. The police will find the evidence. They'll also comb through the list of nearby locksmiths and watch the security videos from the station.
Those police you mentioned. Have they even made a move yet? Then there's nothing to discuss here. I took Tsubaki's hand. Let's run away from the crazy hair demon.
Oopsies. Bye, Haru-chan.
Usami nodded slightly and left.
Don't mind her, Asakun.
Ah, Usami hasn't given it up yet? Still, as long as the police aren't informed, everything will be fine. What exactly will be fine? I pondered this thought deeply. Nah, I'm overthinking things. I just don't want the police to find out about the connections between the Izai Corporation and the Sowa Alliance. I can't possibly be Maou. Actually, that reminds me, I haven't gone to Dr. Akimaru's clinic lately.
What is it? Don't worry about it, Asakun. Even if you were Maou, I wouldn't mind.
That was probably a joke, but I can't bring myself to laugh.
Say, ready to go eat?
She held out her hand again. Tsubaki is very obedient to me. I should shake all of this off and just try to enjoy being with her.
That was so much fun.
She held out her arms and stretched lazily. The Tsubaki from before definitely wouldn't do something like this. We were out for an entire day. Are you satisfied?
Yeah, and the dinner was delicious.
Isn't it wonderful to have money? Tsubaki nodded grandly.
I'm learning so much about the world. I was never interested in these things before, but it looks like money really is important.
Depending on how you use it, money can buy you anything.
Anything? Like what?
Like your heart. I said this half joking.
What? Oh, come on, you don't need money for that, do you?
I'm sorry, that was just a bad joke. I guess I have a reputation for putting my foot in my mouth. We laughed and chatted in the empty park for quite some time. It was kind of fun. If I were a normal human, and we continued to do stuff like this, I might actually fall in love with Tsubaki. But beyond the fun, there's an air of sadness hanging around us. I'm always reluctant to part with her for some reason.
Hey, Asakun, what are you up to tomorrow?
Oh, are you inviting me again?
Yeah, is there something wrong with that?
I'm busy tomorrow.
You help your father with work, right? Is it tough? What kind of tasks does he have you do?
Tsubaki assaulted me with non-stop questions. Are you interested?
Totally.
I thought it over for a while. Like any business, my work could be facilitated by various things. One of those is a secretary. Though, I guess that makes me sound a bit self-important. I just want an assistant or something. A PA then.
Yeah.
Personal assistant. I could use someone to help me with some small, odd jobs, such as organizing my files or dealing with the bills and email. It can't be someone from the Zai Corporation. Even if they're capable, they won't obey me. The loyalty they've sworn is to Gonzo, not me. In the near future, I'll need my own organization. From that perspective, Tsubaki is a perfect start. Women are generally kept on the down low in the underground, but they still have their uses. How sexist of you.
Eh.
Do you want to try and work with me a little tomorrow?
Huh? What do you mean?
I want you to help me for a little bit. A confused look surfaced on Tsubaki's face.
Can a person like me really be of any use?
You wouldn't be asking if you wouldn't. Definitely. Don't worry about it. You're an honest hard worker. You'll be fine.
Really? I'm so happy, but it's so unexpected.
Her breath, coming out in excited gasps, were dyed white by the cold. Of course, you can't tell anyone. Tsubaki's eyes shone with excitement, earnestly listening to my every word.
I won't tell a soul, I promise.
Then I'll contact you tomorrow.
I'll definitely be waiting for your call.
You definitely better. Tsubaki's expression tightened when I emphasized my expectations. I'm going to take a day off from school tomorrow, but you'll still be attending. Can you take calls when classes are in session?
Huh?
Are we going into 50 Shades of Grey territory here?
We might very well. That would be terrible.
She seems to be uneasy. Know how I'm often absent from school? Sometimes I get splitting headaches and have to stay in bed, but most of the time it's because of the company.
Company? Are you talking about your job?
Do you understand? To me, school is a place of relaxation. I lied when I said that I was just helping out my father. The truth is, the company is my main occupation.
I knew you were an amazing person and all, but I didn't know that. So that's how it is.
So if a call comes, be sure to take it immediately. That's how the business world works. I stepped closer to her. Can you promise me this much? Tsubaki held her breath.
This is something bad, isn't it?
Of course not. It's not like we're doing anything illegal. There's nothing to worry about. Sometimes we'll step into gray areas bordering on criminal activity, but she doesn't need to know that right now. Hesitation. But since we've made it this far, I can't let her escape. This is the first time I've told anyone about this. You're the first to know, Tsubaki. I started with a small voice, and slowly. I'm only a kid after all. No one would believe that I'm doing an adult's job, and no one understands how hard it is for me. I slowly accelerated and inserted emotion. But you're different, Tsubaki. Fate, acting through that kidnapping tragedy, has allowed us to understand each other so well. We have such a good relationship, and, well, I increased my volume. These past few days have been amazing! To be honest, I've never trusted anyone, but for some reason, it's so easy to tell you the truth. You're the only one I can tell my secrets, Tsubaki. I made sure to keep saying her name.
Ellipses.
Tsubaki's eyes were wide open and breath after breath rushed from her lips.
I didn't know you thought of me that way. Alright, I understand. I'll skip school tomorrow and wait for your call.
That's a good girl. The work isn't particularly pressing. The issue is whether or not she can properly follow my directions. Well then, see you tomorrow.
Yeah, good night.
We waved goodbye. I turned my head around, only to see that Tsubaki was still frozen in place. And then, a small shadow appeared.
Oh dear. One-chan!
It was her brother.
Hiroaki, what are you doing? I'm here to walk you home, sis. Oh, that's cute.
I watched their conversation from afar.
Don't tell me. By yourself again? Why didn't you wait for him?
Tsubaki screamed again, this time with all her strength.
Didn't your sis tell you already? Don't walk around by yourself. Sorry, but you said you'd be back, and it's so late, and you still weren't home, so...
Tsubaki must have told her family when she'd be back during one of her frequent phone calls.
Didn't I say it over and over again?
Tsubaki stooped down, continuing to talk to her brother. Ellipses. It must have been really difficult to take care of that boy. It's not like I don't understand how Tsubaki feels.
Why won't you stop this already? What do you mean?
On a rural evening, sound travels far, and I can hear even very small voices.
I'm worried about you. What if something happens again? Why don't you get it? It's fine. I'm okay. I can go to kindergarten by myself. I can come walk you home.
Tsubaki's quiet voice is echoing around. It's not good to eavesdrop. I should get going. It's not like I don't care, but I can't do anything about others' family's affair. As I left, I heard Tsubaki say something.
Really? Then I won't worry about you anymore.
That line brought with it the darkest and most depressed tone I had heard yet from Tsubaki.